Bonjour à vous tous et bienvenue à ce 40e épisode de Danganronpa Trigger et Havoc. Je m'appelle Rekels et j'espère que de votre côté, vous allez bien. Oui, déjà 40 épisodes. C'est quand même une belle ride qu'on a ensemble jusqu'à date. Il y a beaucoup de choses qui se sont passées et il n'y a plus grand monde de vivants dans le jeu. Donc, ça risque d'être assez sanglant jusqu'à la fin. Tout d'abord, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé au courant du dernier épisode? Comme je vous ai dit, on parle pas de Byakuya. Le personnage me dégoûte de plus en plus qu'on avance. Mais sinon, ce qui est intéressant, par contre, c'est que Alter Ego nous a demandé de la connecter au réseau de l'école. Donc, ce fameux réseau-là, s'il est à l'extérieur, on va peut-être pouvoir appeler des secours avec l'aide d'Alter Ego. Ça risque d'être assez intéressant. Kyoko a passé automatiquement à la fameuse pièce qu'elle nous avait dit qu'on pourrait aller, où il y avait tous les fameux formulaires et toute la paperasse où on s'est fait frapper au niveau de la tête par quelqu'un d'inconnu en arrière de nous. Donc on réussit à emmener Alter Ego jusque-là et réussit à la connecter au réseau. Donc peut-être qu'elle va réussir à faire quelque chose pour nous aider. Ça reste à voir au courant des prochains épisodes. Sur ce, je ne vous retiendrai pas plus longtemps et je vous souhaite un bon visionnement. I'm kinda tired, so I laid down in bed on the. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving Alter Ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, you love me. I had completely dozed off. Ça sonnait à la porte. The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Qui c'est qui sonne à la porte?
Makoto.
Get out of here. Kyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Ina just came to see me and she was white as a ghost. It sounds like something happens. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Makoto? Kyoko? Yeah, what's wrong? Something's not right? In the rec room? What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Wait a minute. Elle a l'air morte? Is she unconscious? No, elle a l'air morte pour vrai. She's sitting up in the chair, like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past, and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. So, what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said,
wrong.
The door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Then why?
It would seem...
It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Il n'y a pas eu d'annonce, effectivement. C'est un fait. Mais on n'est pas dans la pièce avec elle. Ça se peut-tu que ça joue, ça aussi? Chair.
In other words...
Anyway, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in.
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, go get something to break it. Wait, right here. La meilleure affaire, c'est un des marteaux ici qui va être utilisé. Hein? Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom! In the classroom! Use it!
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on! Please! Hurry! Okay, you two, stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could, aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on the hilt with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could. But the moment I laid my hand on her, and her smile, all I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Il y a une autre chose aussi qui se pourrait. Ça a déjà été trouvé par 3 personnes, logiquement. Mettons Ina, puis là c'est Byakuya, puis Toko. Ben, ça se peut que la non-spell se soit passée pendant que je dormais. Peut-être? Life had happened on Sakura's body. And then... Ah ben là, lève-le. Parce qu'on n'était pas dans la pièce avec elle.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin. Danganronpa.
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Ina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking on it for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them! I have to go get the others! On shaky legs, Ina left the rec room. And why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. Like on a mystère d'une chambre close, right? Une chambre fermée. La chaise était contre la porte, donc elle peut juste avoir été placée de l'intérieur, puis ils ont fait mention qu'elle était très lourde, donc seulement Sakura peut-être pour qu'elle l'avoir placée de cette façon-là. Mais pourquoi? C'est comme si elle avait été tuée peut-être ailleurs, puis elle aurait été se placer là? Non, ça fait pas de sens. Elle a peut-être pensé que si la porte était fermée, on n'aurait pas pu l'ouvrir, comme qu'on a pensé nous. Mais Kyoko avait raison qu'on pouvait l'ouvrir vu qu'elle était pas barrée. C'est encore plus suspect. Ou bien, elle a voulu challenger quand elle a dit qu'elle voulait challenger le mastermind, peut-être qu'elle voulait faire référence à emmener un puzzle qui est impossible à résoudre. Comme une chambre close, c'est impossible à résoudre techniquement parlant. Si tu peux pas bypasser les règles. Ah, intéressant. Peut-être que c'est ça son challenge au mastermind. Mais encore là, il aurait fallu qu'elle convainque quelqu'un de l'éliminer. À moins qu'elle se soit éliminée elle-même. J'ai de la misère à croire qu'elle se serait tuée elle-même. Par contre, elle a le gros sourire à la fin. Mais avec quoi qu'elle aurait pu se tuer pour être là? Pour vrai. Juste de même. Elle s'est pas stabée avec quoi que ce soit. Elle a pas fait quoi que ce soit dans ce style-là. Elle a pas de wound dans tant que tel. Il y avait pas de sang de nulle part alentour. Donc le corps ne peut pas avoir juste été bougé. C'est juste pas logique parce que sinon le coupable serait encore dans la pièce. Puis on a vu que le locker dans le fond était ouvert. Fait qu'il peut même pas être caché dedans. Ah, la seule chose que je peux voir, c'est qu'on a fait référence à quelque chose durant le chapitre. autre que qu'est-ce qu'on a eu jusqu'à maintenant, c'est-à-dire les bouteilles de poison qu'il y avait dans le chemistry lab. Encore là, est-ce qu'elle aurait voulu prendre ça vraiment pour s'éliminer elle-même? Ou est-ce qu'elle a été empoisonnée parce qu'elle s'en est rendue compte et finalement elle a mis son... je sais pas, hein? C'est weird. C'est vrai. Si elle s'est éliminée elle-même, le trail aurait juste pas de sens. Il pourrait pas éliminer le tueur, ce qui frustrerait le mastermind. Exactement. C'est exactement ça. Ça planterait les plans du mastermind sur un méchant temps. Pour moi, c'est ça son challenge. De faire en sorte qu'il n'y ait plus de Blacken d'un certain sens parce qu'il veut pas. Ah, ça ferait du sens. En tout cas, on va voir. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone!
What?
Ogre?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
so she's dead?
I see.
Sakura has been killed, I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means? Sakura was
Interesting.
murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No! Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your
It
fault.
was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, one of you like killed Sakura.
What? What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need the investigation to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive
One of you did it. I knew it. Tu sais, quand je vous parlais d'un changement de personnage de tout ça dans toutes les autres avant, Ina, je pense pas qu'elle réagisse comme un changement de personnage. Je pense vraiment qu'elle est sincère à ce qu'elle vient de dire. You know it?
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Jeez! I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Is it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's
That's right.
Monokuma
Is the next
file.
Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Asaina, or you're gonna give ruin that little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it, who killed Sakura?
Say what?
Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind into a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
In other words,
Then I killed her?
hmm?
Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me.
Phew.
Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with a little fight. Because even if for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated the rule by taking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to finish her.
well.
So I don't know who it was, but whoever the back end is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy-putty with me, you better figure out who did it first.
Shing.
Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one?
I won't
I
forgive
hate
you.
him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, I'm glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can do that, we are all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it! You know? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then let Ina is guard number one, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me? You're already you always a thorn in my side. This time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order?
That's fine.
Fine. I stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say,
What?
which is... Hirobi, Akira, Toko, none of you are allowed to to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your
One
fault.
of you killed Sakura.
I
won't let
forgive
you, like someone like that, come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I had to use force. You're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let us, all of us in. Just me.
What?
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hero, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear.
Then
now.
it's decided. J.M. don't slap Moosey.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feeling now, but you should agree to this request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's scooter,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. Find it out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can... Oh, j'ai dit, il y a 10 en arrière. We can do it. If we want to survive, we will have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Okami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point, the victim suffered from blood and vomiting of blood. Fait qu'elle a vomi du sang. C'est ça le truc de sang qu'on a donné. Elle est empoisonnée.
Hey,
I think the keys this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door has been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer should have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was locked from the inside, and there was no way in or out until we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
This is a classic locked room murder. I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies, or book, or whatever. But could it really happen in real life and right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room, but approach including using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh,
In other words,
basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from the outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun, you shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrow in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that will allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words,
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see, this is a lot this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locker room mystery, these are the basic. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of those 4 seems to be the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death still will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura's, if nothing else. Une couple d'affaires intéressantes. D'abord ça. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
As that, do you recognize it, Tina? Well, I mean, I give it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor. You know. Well, the podcast. Okay, cool. There are shards of glass scattered all around the tree. The glass is all red and these are the top and bottom. Ok. Ouais, c'est la bouteille qui est sur le comptoir. Ben, sur le meuble en arrière. There's something else on the ground near the glasses. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Ok. Ça fit avec celui-là. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. Among 2. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get those figures inside the bottle.
So...
It's not different from your standard shipping of the bottle. You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Okay. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelves. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shard of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit with the... No. The shard of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was a weapon. What's her product? Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head. Okay. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that was... C'est quasiment impossible que ce moment de même. But according to the Monokuma, she also vomited with blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips, for sure. So what should have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Okay. Maybe her getting it to the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Yeah.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think it called it interesting, but it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. The locker's open, and there on the inside, il y a des traces de main.
Why?
What's the handprint doing there? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker, and it left a handprint on all the dust.
It's true.
And looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding in here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here, until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not?
Hey.
Think back, before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Je disais, le locker était déjà ouvert. And the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this imprint mean? Okay. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make any sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Parce qu'elle l'a vomi du blood là. Y'a rien là-dessus, je suis pas sûr. Non, c'est exactement ce qu'on a dit la dernière fois. Oh. A protein shake. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So...
Looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. So everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that say Chem Other. That reminds me Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Yeah, what is it?
Hey.
You see that scanner around the cam? C'est comme si elle avait été placée là après qu'on ait brisé la porte. Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But the orange just scattered around the can. There's also underneath it. La seule possibilité aussi que ça peut être, c'est... L'autre possibilité que ça peut être, c'est qu'il était sur la chaise. Quand j'ai déplacé la chaise, c'est tombé. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it will become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Mais on va le prendre en note. On parle dessus avec les autres.
What the heck?
We already know we did it.
I won't
The
forgive
Akiyatoko
you.
or hero. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Marco? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked me, all three of them, to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me, she said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monoka fight said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself, and I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I stop her, by force, even, this never would have happened, but we by force. Enough. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do that? Do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go to see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Bienvenu says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept this.
Come on.
It is a fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my side. Okay, thanks. Je pense pas qu'on ait d'autres choses, but for Sakura to have been killed. Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Ouais. On va partir d'ici. Ah! Non!
Don't make me repeat.
La chaise que je voulais aller checker là-dessus. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get to the door open. There's no evidence of any kind of string or mechanism that was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence of the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smash window, which happened of course when I broke it to get in. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used to the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created a locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Okay.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then...
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty so I can leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I decided you go to my place. She's excited. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Il y a une autre place aussi, je vais aller, guys. Je vais aller voir ce fameux poison. Oh, no way. Hiro, je sais pas c'est laquelle. Même si j'ai déjà été. I press the doorbell. And after a few seconds. Oh, encore la scène d'elle qui ouvre la porte, ouais, c'est ça. Who's there? The most negative arrive ever felt. And a rough total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out in the wall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked you to meet, asked to meet with you.
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Yakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess it's totally obvious now, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit it. I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Il m'en reste un à aller voir. Comme qu'il était par ici. On a déjà été dans sa pièce, ouais. Avec le fameux costume robot. I press the doorbell. I think after a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What? What?
How did you know about that?
Could it be?
Oh, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have you special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Yakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in the person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then, you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong.
No way! I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
The last time I saw Ogre was when he got hurt and they took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hero was feeling around in his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hand back out of his pocket. Yeah, right, but when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hero's pocket.
Huh? What?
Quick as the wind, Hero snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, it's just a bit trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can deny that Hugger has to meet me with me. I can deny that Hugger has to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hero quickly slipped back into his room. Hero said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Okay, so I've heard from Tuko and Hero. What's next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the propane can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure that must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Chem lab! De même? Ça disait de même? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait là? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait là? Oh shit!
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant is to say was, yes, sorry, I understand. Fuck off. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now was the powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf. I have to be careful not to step in it. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. But by we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer? With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well then, let's go, chop chop. Okay, so I got to work, and before long I drawn up a sketch of the room. Like, so how's this? Not bad for you, I mean, for me.
I see.
So when you look at this like this, it's interesting. It will appear that whoever left those footprints only had business in the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
Those footprints must be...
It's
I don't
certainly
know,
possible.
are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm your answers for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya has said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints, unfortunately. But with how clear these footprints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these footprints are a really valuable clue. Okay, la bouteille qui est brisée, c'est une bouteille de poison C4. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the water came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. I could only have been around the time of the incident. Is that really... If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Yep. Yeah, Malcolm, justement. On this shelf is... One look, and I can tell that it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These looks like poison and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C on the number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit 63. Let's see what's on this shelf. There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving in the section. But wait, there's one bottle that's labeled Chemistry 9. Did someone have put it here on accident? So on the shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that have no idea what they are. They're reagent. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about the chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? I must truly be blessed. Isn't that kinda harsh?
What?
What? Do you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider units of B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has general chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerned me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. Qu'est-ce qu'il faut que je check d'autre? Ah, ça ouais. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. Yeah, I'd better not leave footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder. Right. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. This looks like the bottle was labeled Camp 4. Also, it looks like someone left footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went on the side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. Well, that's all I can tell for now. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Let's go! On y retourne. Voyons, je suis pas mal à tout de vous. Ok, good. J'avais peur de plus me rappeler par où passer. Même pas toute la game. Rec room est à l'autre bout. Ça c'est art. Rec room est à gauche. Pour vrai, j'ai l'air tout petit.
Hey.
So, Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hirota had told me.
I see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying?
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress on my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazine, and the medical mouse bottle. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Pass. I gave that to Sakura, she got super upset. Ouais. So after we left, yep. Pas sûr que je voulais laisser ses pieds. Okay, this ouais, on top of that bottom section. So this must have been a bottle, okay. Ouais, on l'a déjà tout vu. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new.
Hey.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Be carefully attention and you're sure to find it. Toutes des pièces d'échecs? Hey Kyoko, can you just tell me what it is?
So...
I don't mind getting you toward clues, but giving you my conclusions isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's just not because you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
anyway.
An experiment? Can you gather up all the pieces of the Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the cream thing like that?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm done, try to gather up all the glasses. The glass. With that, Kyoko left to the room. I really don't know what this is about, but avez-tu vraiment essayé de coller tout? What choice do I have? I better just do it. Ou un réactif pour savoir qu'est-ce qu'il y avait dedans? I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
so then.
Is everything okay? Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words,
I get a scale from the chem labs. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma's bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It will make sense when we're done.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of two of the normal Monokuma bottle. Ils sont pareils. Okay, it's balanced.
In other words,
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then.
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Égalité, mais en même temps, j'ai l'impression qu'il va être moins lourd. Ou peut-être plus lourd si c'est pas la même bouteille. Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get all of them. But there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
So then.
Okay, let's give it a try. Beaucoup plus lourd. The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The result of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all together.
hey,
And I believe you will arrive on the very persuasive conclusion. So what do you think? It's all on you. Il ressemble quand même aux bouteilles de poison, right? Elle a dit qu'il y avait quelque chose par rapport à ça. Comme ça, the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Too creepy. Il est viré à l'envers. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
hey,
If something catches your eyes, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I pick up the inverted magazine and flip through this. Uh-oh. This is... On one of the pages, near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bloody letters. And it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it will appear you have found it. Kyoko, is this...
So.
It is indeed a dying message, but someone used their finger to write it, the dying message.
However,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of the others who might come looking. Hey, is that says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
Damn, she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't.
It's
forgive
settled.
you.
She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seemed too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Ok. On peut toujours regarder le corps encore à Sakura. S'il y a de la poudre jaune sur ses pieds,
just a second.
just staring enough into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's not getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's that kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there are still sometimes I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, look here. Etc. Mais sur le dessus! Her shoes.
correct.
So you see that yellow powder on the step? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Hey,
Next is the wound to our head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Okay. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko would have pulled that off. Oh, guys. Je vais être de bâton,
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
À moins que le class trial soit vraiment plus long, mais on n'aura pas 3 streams pour ce chapitre-là, le part comme c'est là. It's already time, but the mystery of the locker room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Hey, il reste juste nous 6. C'est genre juste pathétique, là. Sérieusement, là. Comment on s'est rendu jusque là? Oh my god. Ça regarde pas bien pour le restant du jeu, pour vrai. Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then... yeah, ultimate martial artist? A locker room murder mystery?
What?
What the... No, I just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at the picnic and you find a dead body. Well, this is just plain creepy.
Well,
And how about the reverse?
phew.
No matter how great something is, if you put it in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example,
Hmm.
do you have 100 friends?
What?
It is right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait.
Now,
I
Dan,
can't
please
wait.
get on the elevator. I see you all down here. Oh, well. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt, one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet somewhat killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it's never gonna get any easier. we can't build it to the are still prisoned in total silence. Pas de quoi tu parles, Black. Je sais pas de quoi tu parles. We watched the door close and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sound. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the six of you, Ready?
This is
That's so few. You must be lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all like that's that. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seat. And so the curtain opened for the fourth time. And then the judgment, and then the deception, and then the betrayal, and then the riddle, and then the defense, and then the fate, and then the cross royale. Ah, cette pause Sakura, vous savez ce que j'en pense et tout. Vous savez que j'ai plus l'impression que on a affaire à un suicide qu'à un meurtre. Tout pointe vers là, même si ça pourrait être un meurtre, quelqu'un aurait pu l'empoisonner. Tout à fait, ça aurait pu être ça aussi. Mais ça reste un mystère quand même, comment que la pièce s'est fermée. Peut-être qu'elle s'est sentie empoisonnée puis elle a voulu fermer la pièce et tout, puis challenger le fameux mastermind en arrière de tout ça. C'est sûr que ça reste en arrière de la tête le fait qu'elle a voulu dueller le mastermind. Donc, est-ce qu'elle a créé une situation impossible ou c'est qu'il n'y aurait pas de coupable à punir? Ça pourrait arriver. Mais on va découvrir ça dans le procès au courant des prochains épisodes. Sur ça, si vous voulez voir l'action en live en attendant sur Twitch, vous allez avoir le lien juste ici. Pour Danganronpa, pour l'instant, c'est les jeudis au courant. Là, présentement, je vous dis ça, on est mercredi, mais demain soir, c'est le procès sur Twitch. Si vous voulez le voir en live, vous êtes les bienvenus. N'hésitez pas à m'écrire dans le chat, ça va me faire un plaisir de vous parler live et non par commentaire par la suite. Donc, sur ce, je vous souhaite une excellente fin de journée ou une excellente fin de soirée, tout dépendant de ce qui s'applique à vous. Prenez soin de vous et à la prochaine. Bye bye.